Yeah, I thought it was just a great college basketball game. Bradley's a veteran team that has a lot of returners. Our guys answered the bell, and it was just a really fun game. And the big message to our team is, like, we're going to score the ball. We have a great offensive team, but when we guard and lock down like we did at the beginning of that second half, we can be a great team on both sides.
Talk about the defense a little bit. Obviously, we know it wasn't what you wanted to see Monday with the 92 points. This just seemed like an overall better effort in terms of rotations, in terms of switches, kind of moving off screens. How much of an emphasis has that been the last 3 days to really shore up the defense?
It's been big. Our guys, they understand the message. Like, 100 points will win you a ton of games. Giving up 92 will lose you a lot of games. And so we had to understand that. And our guys really locked in on the coverages and making sure we were a little bit more connected. It was just a weird game on Monday. Like, our guys were kind of all over the place offensively and defensively, and I thought we settled in a little bit more today.
You talk about the settling in. Obviously, there wasn't the 21-4 deficit in the first half, and then the second half, it's almost the reverse. You guys take a 19-1 run that kind of puts the game away at that point. What was the message in halftime to come out fast and kind of try and keep Bradley away, knowing that they're a very good team and a team that, if you let hang around, could be very, very dangerous?
For sure. We knew this wasn't going to be a game where you could throw a couple punches and knock them out. And that was the message at halftime, is like, we got to understand that if we can stick to our coverage defensively. They were shooting some tough shots that they made in the first half after maybe like the 7-8 minute mark. And I feel like we just kind of locked in and did our job and didn't do anything extraordinary and made them shoot tough twos.
I think coming into the season, a lot of the talk was about the potency of the three-point shooting, which we did see on Monday. Today felt like a bit of a different game in that it was a lot in the paint, kind of bullying, playing physical, getting to the line, getting the and-ones. What do you think that does to kind of prove to teams and prove to scouts, like defensive scouts for other teams, that you guys aren't just going to be a live and die by the three team?
I think we get that reputation because we have a lot of shooters, but it's when you look at the numbers, like we were top. I think we were 6th in the country last year in 2-point field goal percentage. If you try to get spread out on us, we have guys that can make you pay. Our physical wings do a great job. Our bigs are not just shooters; they can play inside and out. And then it's great having Call Meese and these guards that can get in the paint and make plays.
9 turnovers is a lot less than 21 on Monday. What was kind of behind that?
Again, I think it was just our guys kind of locking in and doing their job. A lot more simple plays. I feel like we had a lot of turnovers the first 4 minutes. I mean, we might have had 4 turnovers the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game and just started making simpler plays. We didn't come out offensively necessarily how we wanted to. I think we rushed some shots and turned the ball over, and once we settled in, I thought we were better.
65 free throws in your first 2 games. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but that has to be some of the most in the country. Like, how much is that? Like by design, or like how is that kind of coming about?
It's been kind of our staple when you look at our numbers the last few years since I've been a head coach. Is we've done a great job getting guys to the line. I think it's our physical wings and our bigs being able to shoot. It puts guys in a bind. Like, you kind of got to pick your poison, and if you get spread out and you're trying to move in to help, there's a lot of fouls that happen. And Call Meese did a great job, but you can look down the line. A lot of guys got to the line. We fouled 3 of their best players out, which is huge. So I think there's just a lot of things that go into that.
Yeah, six scoring in double figures for the second straight game to open the season. Yeah, same thing. Is that like on purpose, or is that kind of the way it's going for you guys right now?
We have a bunch of talented scorers. Those 6 in particular have had days in practice where it's crazy. Like, you guys have seen Isaiah Watts for a couple of years now. He can go off at any time. Nate's had games here already that he's done that. Cedric, Dane, Lawan's a triple-double threat every night. And I just think we have so many weapons, and our offense kind of allows our guys to really just play within their advantages.
Yeah, Coach, going back to the fouls, like 3 of their 4 best players out of the game with 5 minutes left to go. Was that kind of part of your strategy going into this, or was that just kind of how it worked out for you guys?
Well, I think, we looked at their team, and one of the strengths I thought we had was some physicality inside. Darius Hannah's an NBA, probably he's going to be an NBA player. Like, that guy's really, really good. But probably the knock on him is his weight, and so we wanted to make sure we attacked him and put some foul pressure on him. Same thing with Duke Dean, right? We wanted to make sure we put him in the paint and put him in a position where he had to foul. And I thought our guys did a really good job of that and exploiting those advantages.
Yeah, and as far as the energy goes, I felt like the team really came out with a lot of energy tonight, both offensively and defensively. What do you think led into that?
I think just learning from our mistakes. Like we came into the game overwhelmed on Monday with different emotions, I guess, and really just locking in on keeping it simple, doing our job, and guarding. Like that was the message into the game. I had some set rotations on Monday. Today was more like if you're not going to guard, you're probably going to come out the game, and I think I put some urgency in our guys a little bit too.
Coach, just, second game at home for the regular season. Are you starting to see these guys kind of gel together a little bit more? Is the communication, especially like on the defensive side, good, or just what are you seeing from them?
For sure. I mean, it's such a long season. Like we feel like we've been together for a long time, since August, whenever school started, August 16th, I think. But we have such a long journey ahead, and so our guys have really embraced that. Our communication was definitely better on the defensive end. And I think the way we play offense is pretty obvious. Like, we're going to move the ball's zipping around. You can see kind of the chemistry on that end. The defensive side is where we still have so much room to grow as far as the connectivity goes.
And just getting the chance to have a third home game in a week. Can you talk about that, especially it being Idaho, which a team obviously you're pretty familiar with, and just kind of bringing those guys to Pullman? What's that going to be like?
Yeah, no, it was really cool walking in the gym today. Like, I kind of took a second to soak it all in right before the tip off, and the crowd was great tonight. The energy was really, really good in here, and just so happy to be here. Excited for this rivalry. First time playing Idaho as a Coug, and it's gonna be a great game. They're playing well. They lost a tough one last night, but this is gonna be a heck of a game.
Noticed there was a lot of pressing on your guys' side, which we didn't see as much of against Portland State. Was there something in Bradley's first game you saw that kind of led to that, or was that just something you guys kind of want to implement more and more?
Something we want to do more and more. Like, we want to be physical and disruptive, and I think that's one way to do it in the full court is making sure we have some pressure and not just allow them to bring the ball up and play or run their sets. So it was tough against Portland State. They get out and run, and we weren't as disruptive against them as we could have been.
And then just anything new? I saw ND was in uniform, but obviously didn't play. And then Ree out of uniform. Anything with ND, Ree, Case? Kind of when to expect them?
Man, they're getting better every day. Hopefully it's soon. We'll see.